Cheerio guys, and it's day 2 with the F4 foil. And today we should have foil wind again, but a lot more steady than yesterday. And also it should be 5 degrees warmer, so instead of 4 to 5 degrees today they predict around 10 degrees, which will be a lot nicer. And especially if you want to try to learn things like for me to perfect the foiling jibe, it's much nicer if you have a little bit higher temperatures, because you feel more comfortable with going a little bit more to the edge instead of when it's freezing cold, then you just don't have the energy to try so much. So today my goal is for sure to try the foiling jibe, and also my friend Ralf is coming over, and maybe I get to try out the Foilsail today because he has an 8/8 foil Slalomsail, so it should be super fun to try that out along with the new foil, the F4. So let's head over to the lake, rig up and get on the water. See you there. Yoo-hoo! Okay, let's take a look. So we got the 97 centimeter mast. Then we got, that's the front wing, which is 850 square centimeter front wing. And then we got this, where is it? This tiny little back wing, if you compare it to the front wing, which is I think 210 square centimeters. And last but not least, this is the 97.5 long Freerace fuselage. So yeah, that's the gear. I'm going to rig it up and head out. Why does your sail look like this?
I don't know.
Okay, my sister already went out, and I think she's on 6.6 and the old aluminum foil. So I'm going to film her with a drone for a bit and then head out myself. Okay, so that was my sister foiling. She's been foiling since last year now, and as you can see, this session she really tried to not fly out of the water too much, but she used the foil just more to like a fin and keep it on the water, as you could see. And this is really not that hard with the aluminum foil, as the pressure point of the front wing is so far to the back. If you push just a little bit on the front foot, you will actually not take off. To all those of you that haven't tried foiling yet and are maybe a little bit afraid because of crashing, you actually don't need to be afraid really, because what you can do is you can go with a foil like a fin at first and just push a little bit more on the front foot, and then the foil will not come out of the water. And as you feel more comfortable, you can slowly push on the back foot and just make short flights and kind of ease into it. And yeah, my sister said because it was so cold, she basically tried to keep the foil down to not fall into the water, as the last days it was around freezing temperature, so the water was really cold. And yeah, and it's really cool to have my sister at the spot and not just for flying the drone, because it's always fun to share the water with family members and get on the water together. And it's really nice to see her progress over the years now, and she's getting better and better every year. So I know what the goal is. I will take her to La Franquise sometime to go speeding when it's kind of easy conditions, and this will be super fun, and I hope I can make a video of that. Oh, and one more thing before we head into the video. A lot of you have been asking me, did you switch board brands, or what board is that, the blue one? and it looks so sick. Guys, this is my slalom board, which is foil ready, which has a foil ready box, but it's a slalom board, it's not a foil board, meaning the back foot strap is a lot further inward. So for foiling, I basically want a board that's square in the back. So the board I'm using currently is a like 12-13-year-old Formula board, which has even broken into two pieces at one point, and it just got kitted back together and we painted it with another color. So basically it's like a 100 € board I'm using for foiling right now. And with this board I feel comfortable to push, because if I break something, I don't want to use a completely new foil board for that. And with this board I can just push, and if something breaks it doesn't matter, because the board has literally been into two pieces before. And the old Formula boards work really nice for foiling. The only downside is, of course, they don't have a reinforced fin box. So eventually if it breaks I'll just have to get a reinforced fin box for the board and just fix it so I can use it for foiling again. I will eventually get a foil board, I think a dedicated foil board from Fanatic. But at the moment, as I'm progressing and learning the foil jibe, it's just better for me to use an old board where I don't care if it breaks, you know. So that's the reason why I'm using this board for foiling at the moment. But now let's get into the drone action. Okay, that was the session, and just a few quick words on the Foilsail. So Duotone has basically two race foil lines. They have a race foil sail and they have a slalom foil sail. So two completely different sails aimed at different categories, which makes sense because in foil slalom you had slightly downwind and you don't need the extreme up and downwind performance like you do in race. So it makes sense to design two separate sails for those two disciplines. But of course it's a lot of gear if you get everything, which has kind of stopped me from getting the foil sails as well, as also the slalom sails work really nice at the moment for foiling. So if I got the slalom foil and the race foil sails, that's three separate lines. So it's a lot of gear, which I can't even carry in my car. So for now I haven't gotten any sails, any dedicated foil sails. But I have to say, after trying out this 8/8 foil slalom sail, I'm really tempted to get at least one or two of those sails because it felt so much easier, honestly, and it just gave a lot more control. So this foil sail is a lot higher aspect ratio, meaning the boom is shorter and the sail is a lot longer. I think you need a 520 mast with a 8.8. Because in foiling you really don't need the long boom, as that's more for keeping the pressure point. But in foiling you don't have so much movement in the sail and board. So in foiling basically the pressure point in the sail stays the same even if you use a lot shorter boom. And this makes it really easier. So for me what I felt was, yeah, it was just kind of more controllable. And on our lake we have a lot of gusts and then a lot of times where the wind is dropping completely. And with a regular fin slalom sail, you have to kind of balance it out a lot. And with the foil slalom sail, it didn't feel as demanding on the body as with the other sail. So that was really a big improvement. And also pumping was kind of easy. And yeah, the sail just, I don't know, it's a completely different sail. I cannot tell you exactly how they make it, but the result feels really nice. So maybe I will get the 7.8, because with the 7.8, I will only need the 490 mast and I already have that one. As with the 8.8 I would have to buy another mast again, and I basically just don't want to have so much gear lying around. And yeah, today I hit 26 knots with the foil, so I was more than 1 knot faster than yesterday. And with this foil, even it has a pretty big front wing, a 850 square centimeter front wing. You just have such a stiff mast and the whole system feels so stable that even with a big front wing it's not so scary to go downwind. And I think I can push it a little bit further, maybe to 27 or 28 knots, but then I eventually want to get the smaller wings. And I think with the smaller wings, like the 640 I think they have and the 560, I can really push over 30 knots and get some new speed records. And yeah, but that's for some of the next videos. For now, that's it. I hope you liked it. Subscribe to the video if you like it, and see you on the next one, guys.